Greetings YouTube, Fuzzfinger here, and welcome to what is not an official Sonic the Hedgehog game. This is Sonic 2 HD, and it is a fan game, so it is not endorsed by Sega. I guess it is important to point that out at the start. It is made solely by people that love Sonic, and it's, as you can probably tell by the title, a beautiful HD version of the original Sonic 2 game that was released in 1992. So Sonic HD has been recreated from the ground up. It's obviously had a lot of painstaking efforts put into it, and this is a demo build, which means there are, you know, the odd bug or whatnot. Occasionally that means there's some FPS drops, and also I've noticed that sometimes the controller doesn't respond as I would expect it to, though that could be an issue on my side of things because I am using a PS4 controller, and the PS4 controller is notoriously annoying when used with the PC. It just happens to be the console that I have, and I'm not buying another controller though, so that could be the reason why sometimes my jumps aren't as being responsive as I would expect them to be. But other than that, it could be a bug. But the point is, this game is absolutely stunning. There's 3 levels available at the moment. I'm going to pop a link in the video description to where you can download this particular game. It is free, of course, so you can just literally download it. It's 300 and something meg, I think, and then you don't need to install it. You can run it as soon as you've got it on your computer. And when I say there's 3 levels, I mean there's, you know, 3 levels as in the 6 acts. So there are 3 bosses that have been remastered in HD as well. And the first level, as you can see, is Emerald Hill. So I'm going to be really watching this game's development because what I'm seeing so far, I'm liking a lot. I actually feel a little bit sorry for Emerald Hill Zone. Yeah, it probably sounds ridiculous, I know, but hopefully you know what I'm getting at. The reason for that is it's really neglected, I think, by Sega in modern Sonic games. You know, when they go back and do the redos of the levels and whatnot from previous games in Sonic Generations, Sonic Mania and all that kind of good stuff. And I think the reason for that is when they're going to go back and remaster a green level, it's always going to be Green Hill Zone, isn't it? That's what we've come to expect now. I think Green Hill Zone has been remastered so many times in new Sonic games that I've lost count. But Emerald Hill Zone tends to get neglected because of that, and it is a beautiful zone. It's really Green Hill Zone version 2, isn't it? So here we have the first boss in glorious remastered HD. And the animations as well are absolutely stunning, they really are. Obviously everything stays true to the original, there's no question about that. But with that HD flair, everything's just been spruced up. And I hope this game is able to complete development. Quite a few Sonic games tend to release a demo and then not go much further. But I would love to see this get a full release at some point. So there we have the first zone completed, Emerald Hill Zone. And if you thought that was pretty, just wait until you see the next one. The developers have literally pulled out all the stops. Look at what Tails is doing. I love it. For the next zone, which of course is the one, the only chemical plant. A fan favourite even from the original game. It looks stunning then back in 1992. Here we go. And of course it's not just the graphics that have had the HD overhaul. The music's been remastered as well. And every act now has its own soundtrack, its own theme. So previously in Sonic 2 you would have one theme. Oh, there we go, like a little bit of an FPS drop, as I said, there to be expected. Every level used to have its own music, but now every act does, which is pretty good. So Chemical Plant is, I believe, the most in development of the 3 zones that are available. It's the one that was recently showcased and put available in the latest demo. There has been another demo of this game previously, if I'm remembering correctly, a few months ago. But obviously we've got new zones and whatnot in it now. So if you're a big Sonic fan, you're almost certainly going to want to download this game, especially if you're a Sonic 2 fan. Don't get me wrong, I love what they did with Sonic Mania. As a matter of, even though that wasn't HD, of course, that harkened back to the 16-bit era. And in fact, if Sega were going to make another Sonic game, I would advise them to stick to what they know best and to do another game in the same light as Sonic Mania. I know we've got Sonic Forces coming, which is kind of a sequel to Sonic Generations, which wasn't too bad in itself. But Sega seemed to be best at pushing out the original classics. And I hope that's what they'll continue to do. So there we go, like as I said, you do get a different musical score for each act, based on the same zone music, of course. Chemical Plant Act 2 was always quite a long act, wasn't it, if I remember correctly? At least in terms of what we'd expected up until that point in Sonic. Going back to just talking about the fact that I'm nostalgic about this game. I remember I played it around my friend's house when I was at school. Well, I wasn't at school at the time, obviously. I was at his house, but back in the days when I used to go to school. And we got stuck on one of the last levels. For those of you who know that know Sonic 2, it was the Wing Fortress level. We actually could not find our way to the end of that level. We struggled and struggled. And it's because at some point in that level you have to actually go through the wall in order to make your way to the end. And I don't think that had been seen before in a Sonic game. You had secrets hidden behind walls, but not the actual exit to the level. And we were stuck for literally hours. And we even came to the conclusion that maybe this was a game that could not be completed. But then obviously we did find that you could get past. And we made our way to the Death Egg Zone. And, well, let's just say there's a lot of excitement in the house on that night. Sounds sad, doesn't it? But those are the kinds of memories I have from this game. And oh boy, I remember this bit as well. I remember that if you're not careful, you can get killed in the purple water because there's not a whole lot of air bubbles. I think one of the good things about Sonic 2 was that it was just so well designed. The level design was absolutely perfect. I mean, what is Sonic known for? Well, obviously Sonic is known for speed, but it's also known for great platforming. And I think zones like the Chemical Plant just capture both of those aspects perfectly. We've got these platforming sections here, for example. You know, having to be careful not to fall back into the water and jump, doing precision jumping and whatnot. But then you also have the tremendous speed aspects, such as here, where, you know, you go so fast that you almost fly off the screen. And this level seems to just capture both of those aspects absolutely brilliantly. Which is one of the reasons why Sonic 2 was such a popular Sonic game. In fact, one of the reasons why I think the 3D versions of Sonic weren't very popular, at least initially, is because they concentrated on Sonic's speed, which of course is fair enough, you'd expect that, but they neglected the platforming aspects. It was literally just race to the end of the level as, you know, fast as you can. That was it. And that's not just what Sonic is about. Yes, it's partly about that, but not only. And that's what I love about the original Sonic games. They did capture that essence perfectly. So that's the Chemical Plant completed, and probably my favourite zone out of the three in the HD remaster here. The unofficial HD remaster, I have to keep saying. I really, really, really hope that Sega don't get all funny about this. It's possible that they might. I know that I think they have done in the past anyway with previous Sonic fan games. Yes, it's a non-profit game. Yes, it's made clear that it's, you know, not Sega property, not Sega endorsed, etc., etc. But you never know with these companies, do you? If they even get a hint that their intellectual copyright is being abused. Not abused, but used without their consent, they can get all funny about it. Which in some ways is understandable. I mean, one day, you know, at the end of the day, Sega owns Sonic, and one day they might want to do a Sonic 2 HD remake. And now it's going to be pointless if this game goes out, because people won't buy it, they'll just play this. But that said, I think Sega have to recognise the talent that's gone into this. And the love and the passion, and hopefully they'll at least respect that. but we'll have to wait and see. At least we've got the demo though. So that's why download it now is what I would say. While you've got the chance. And just keep it on your computer at that point. Because it's not to be unexpected that these things can sadly get taken down. There was another Sonic game, HD Remix, that I was following once called Sonic Remix, I believe it was called. And I'm not sure exactly what happened to that. I played one demo of it, which I believe was it Emerald Hill or Green Hill? I can't remember, but it was beautiful as well. Just like I say, I don't really know what happened to it. I don't think it ever got completed, unfortunately. Or maybe it sort of turned into this. I've no idea. I'll have to look into that. Oh, come on out, Sonic. Yes, I'm having a little bit of trouble at times with my jump button. It's just not being as responsive as I'd hope, which is why I'm occasionally getting hit by things that I shouldn't be. But that could very well be the fact that, as I say, I'm using the PlayStation 4 controller with input mapper, because I don't think it works without input mapper. So Hilltop is also a favourite of mine from Sonic 2. Some of my favourite zones, I think, from Sonic 2 were Chemical Plant, Hilltop, Casino Night, Wing Fortress, and Death Egg. I think my least favourite zone from Sonic 2 was probably Metropolis, mainly because it went on for so long, that level. I don't know why they decided to put that into 3 acts. But alas, they did. And alas, it became probably my least favourite zone. There's also a hidden Easter egg in this HD remix. I saw a picture of it, I think, on Reddit. Where you can actually see Silver Sonic in Chemical Plant. He's in like some kind of hibernation pod. Now, Silver Sonic is the penultimate boss fight in this game. Not in the demo. He's not been implemented, but in the original Sonic 2 he is. One thing I would be interested in knowing as well is if the developers are going to do some of the other Sonic 2 stuff that never made it into the original game, such as the Hidden Palace Zone. I guess we'll have to just wait and see on that. It did appear in the mobile release of Sonic 2 that was ported, I think, by Christian Whitehead. But it was never finished in time for the original. We're going to lose our shield there, aren't we? Yes, of course we are. We're not careful, our rings too. Oh boy. It's hard to orient yourself when you're shaking all over the place like this. I like the way that Sonic actually goes dark, doesn't he? When he's inside. That's interesting. Look at that, dark. Light. Cool. Oh, wow. This is exactly like a one-for-one recreation of the original game. Very, very well done indeed, it's got to be said. I think we can jump down here if I remember. Yeah, we can. Wow, the memories are just coming back to me. So, I'm thinking, and I haven't played this in such a long time, I'm thinking the boss has something to do with fire. I'm guessing we're about to find out, aren't we? The bosses in Sonic 1 and Sonic 2 were never really very challenging, in my opinion. Okay, we lost our rings, but we killed him in one sitting, didn't we? Before we actually had a chance to do anything. So yeah, the bosses were never very challenging, unfortunately. I mean, the last boss was quite challenging when you first approached it, which was the Death Egg robot. But even after a few attempts, that didn't become too hard. It was just a step up in difficulty from what had come before. Now, the Death Egg robot in Sonic 4, on the other hand, that guy was an absolute nuisance. And perhaps overly difficult. Alright then guys, so that's actually the end of the demo. I'll let the credits play out, but make sure you check the video description if you want to download this game yourself. And if you're a Sonic fan, I'm guessing you probably do. In fact, if you're a Sonic fan, you probably paused this video a long time ago in order to do so. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm looking forward to seeing where Sonic 2 HD goes from here. Can't wait to see what levels come next. But that's going to be it for me for today, guys. So I'll see you soon. Goodbye.